Hey everybody, welcome to another Balthazar's Pagan Garden, and of course I'm Frank, and today I'm going to show you how to make super simple, very durable planting signs. Some of you know what this plasticky stuff is, but there are those who do not. Those people who happen to be younger than me, for example. I've never seen it, most likely. And it did fade out of popularity, so some people may just have forgotten. But let me go ahead and show you what it is we're working with. This super thin material with an opaque color is known as a shrinky dink because the size of the box that I've drawn on here shrinks to that size. So when you're working with shrinky dink material, you have the liberty of drawing big. I like that. I like the fact that you can draw huge and it will shrink down to something that looks ultra detailed. I mean, on here, I drew that green vine. My wife was nice enough to use her beautiful handwriting to write out Prax cherry. But if you look, the tomato has a little tomato next to it. That tomato was a lot bigger when she drew it. And it holds its detail. It just shrinks. And it's really awesome. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to adjust the camera so you can see what it is I'm doing. And that way you have an idea as to how to process the raw material. And then we'll go over to the oven. Okay. I recommend using markers for this. Fabric markers, Sharpies, whatever. And what you're going to do is you're going to trace out your box size with a pencil because you want to be able to erase it. But on here, you can draw whatever you want. Now I'm going to do a garlic bulb because I'm going to label my garlic plants next. So, let's see. Garlic bulb. This pen will write. Oh, and I also use a piece of white paper underneath because if I set it on the table, it's really hard to see what I'm doing. So, garlic bulb. Upside down heart. Then we have color, a bronzy color, happy little copper color. I say actually this is metallic gold, but go over the pen marks with this. Alright, so sorry about that. That was my wife. I'm going to go back to what I was doing here and draw the straight neck part of the garlic, and then we know the garlic comes up these shoots, right? Shoots like this, and just arcs up like that, right? So draw it as nice as you want, draw whatever you want, because this is your label. Remember that. It's your label, and it's entirely handcrafted by you. Okay. Now I'm going to put some green. The garlic that I grow always has like a light colored bit, and then the leaves themselves tend to be fairly green, fairly dark green. The bottom, house has this light colored sheath over it. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Alright, so there, we got a piece of garlic drawn on the border. Looks pretty decent, if you ask me. Nice little piece of garlic. And then we will use, oh, you know what? The roots on here don't look very pronounced, so I'm going to make a few fuzzy roots on the bottom, because they're not going to show up otherwise. Roots. Yep. Really wish I had my black Sharpie, but I don't know where it went. So I'm using a pen instead. It should be fine, because it's ink. It will last outside, so. There. Hooray! Happy little piece of garlic. Alright, now, I use a pencil, because I don't ever trust myself. And I pencil out what I want it to look like for the name. My wife decided my handwriting was terrible, so she stepped in to take over. She's just going to write garlic and accent it, and then she's going to put hard neck underneath, because that's the general variety it is, but it doesn't actually have a variety name. I really like the bronze color. I think it really goes with garlic well, because you know when you toast garlic, it's got that nice golden yellow color.
Yeah, it's too bad you have a sucky Sharpie though.
Yeah, everybody. So this part is the part that I freak out on, because it's always nerve-wracking, and you'll see why in a second. Preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is Celsius. And then put your now cut out garden sign onto a piece of brown paper and stick it in the oven, probably on a cookie sheet. It's a good idea. Now watch. This piece of video is not time-lapsed at all. Alright, so it starts off a little slow because this is a big piece. But when it starts all of a sudden. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. There we go. And here's why I freak out. Because it looks like it's going to curl in on itself and into oblivion, taking all that hard work that you've done and turning it into a big plastic ball of trash. But check this out. And it's shrinking. Garlic. Hardneck. Shrinking, shrinking. Neither why it's called a shrinky dink, because it shrinks in the oven. Alright, now you're supposed to wait for it to flatten out. As soon as it flattens out, you wait 30 seconds. It's not flat yet. Not flat yet. Alrighty, so now we wait 30 seconds. Oh, well, no. Now we wait 30 seconds. Okay. When 30 seconds hits, we pull the thing out, and I'll show you what to do next. And it's done. I'll be right back. Press a piece of paper on it until it cools. And I know it's on a hot oven, on a hot pan, but it works. So we wait a few seconds here. Good enough. Now we look. This is our final product, everyone. A garlic sign, which is tiny. Put this down so you can get a better look at it. Oh, come on, focus. Well, you get the idea. Hardneck garlic. The colors are still there. It's still green and bronze and everything. And it's pretty awesome. The next step is nothing to do with the Shrinky Dink itself. It is entirely to do with the stick that you're using. Alright, the next step is to glue the sign to the stick. If you have super glue, I recommend using that. I don't. I have this really strong but forever taking glue. Oh, let me just do one dab. Like that. See? One dab of glue. Then we take our little garlic sign, which looks awesome, and we press it and rub it back and forth. Go. Now this glue takes 24 hours to dry. So this is going to sit off to the side. But this glue is great because this is what it produces. A nice, clear glued sign with very little overflow and excellent adherence. This is waterproof. I believe this is UV proof because I've seen Shrinky Dinks used in window hangers a lot, you know, back in the day. And so these garden signs will last you a very, very long time. I expect to have this Prax Cherry garden sign for a decade before I start seeing any major fading. But we'll see, because we have to see the effects of the ink and the effects of the sun and see exactly what happens to it. But this should be a valuable sign for a very long time. Okay, so that was how to make these planting signs. These planting signs are probably one of the coolest things I've seen in a very long time, and apparently, based on a few dozen YouTube searches, I'm the only person on YouTube making them right now. So, yeah, that's pretty neat. Shrinky Dinks. Shrinky Dinks are really cool. I'm going to be making a bunch more signs in my garden, just like this, for all my plants. And this summer, I'll stick these in the dirt, and I'll know, oh wait, that's this type of pepper, or that's this type of tomato. As opposed to, I put a sign here, I don't know what happened to it, but it was Sharpie and popsicle stick, and it faded, or it ran, or it bled all over the place, and now I can't read my writing. So, yeah. And the package of Shrinky Dinks comes with like 20 pages. It's like $5 and change or something. And I've already made 2 out of this one sheet. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 maybe? 12 out of one sheet. You got enough to do a lot. Anyway. So that is just a really simple episode in regards to the planting signs, but it is technically a full episode. So, as I promised, I will be picking the name of the gnome who will sit in our garden. Okay? And I have yet to decide on that, so I'm going to pass this over to the closing credits, Frank, and he will tell you who it is that won that contest, and we'll get a packet of seeds from my collection, whatever seeds you want. Okay? All right. Now to you, closing credit, Frank. Thank you very much, Project Frank. And I will go ahead and take it away with introducing our newest Pagan Garden guest and permanent resident. This, right here, his name that I chose out of the list of recommendations, because it absolutely cracked me up, I thought it was great, is Snickle Fritz. And that recommendation comes from Brian's, like 6750 or something, rather. 6750 Brian. That was a hilarious name. I thought Herman was okay, but Snickle Fritz, that absolutely blows it away. So, this is Snickle Fritz, and he is now a permanent resident of the Pagan Garden. He will stand watch over the crops this year from the edge of the pollinator bed. His solar-powered lantern will light up the evening with wonderful colors. As you can tell, it's already changed a few times in this single shot here. But that is it, everybody, for Balthazar's Pagan Garden. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad you guys have discovered my cool secret for growing these giant signs into tiny little signs on popsicle sticks. And I will have them all over the garden this year, so you'll get to see more of them. And more of my terrible art, I guess. But yeah, look into those because they're really neat. And I completely forgot about Shrinky Dinks, and my wife was making something for her church yesterday, and she bought some Shrinky Dink plastic, and I was like, I wonder, can I use these in the garden? So we made a little test one, and we ran it under some water, and I scrubbed it real hard with some soap and stuff, and the plastic didn't come out. So if it survives that, I assume it's going to survive outside. So yeah, but that is it, folks, for the, what is this, episode 4 of season 2 of Balthazar's Pagan Garden. And 67 something Brad. I'll put your name on the comments section below as to the description section below, and I'll also look it up and I'll put it here, right here for you. Okay, that way everybody knows who you are. All right, and just let me know your address so I can send you that packet of seeds. I'll do yours and Oh How Happy Gardeners and get that done. And I'll try to send them out this week if I have time. Classes are about to get pretty heavy, so yeah. But I've got a few prizes to actually send out, so I'm going to try to do it this week. Okay? Alright guys, it's been a pleasure. I've been Frank, and you have been awesome. Blessed be to you and yours, and merry meet until we meet again. Alright, bye-bye.